Mic check, mic check.
Very nice. Um,
All right, getting some things together, going out of here, coming right back in. If someone else has joined, hello, would you like to drop something in the chat? Otherwise, I'm going to take this one down and then I'm going to just restream right back. All right, well, for less confusion, I'll just stay in. Greetings, everyone that has joined in, and that may catch this after or later. I'm gonna speak up too because I'm working on my volume, so I'm hoping that y'all can hear me because I know I talk a little low. All right, I believe I'm good. All right, afternoon. I'll just go get started. It's Friday. I hope everyone is well. I really had to do this like a pop-up live stream, especially after yesterday. I had a great day yesterday. With so much going on and everything, I ended up going on and joining Kwame Brown, former NBA player, and he's been out here really getting the message out and getting the word out for the children and things like that. So I'm just so more than appreciative of the time that he's taken to allow us out here to do something like that. I don't even think something like that's been done before. So just to be a part of that will always mean a lot to me. So thank you. Okay. I don't know if I ever hear that, but you still, yeah. So I'm just gonna go back here. Sorry about that. I'm just getting it up here. All right. Um, yeah, so that was on yesterday. And I'm just gonna go in that, and we could also get an open chat going. So if anyone's up for that, go ahead and get it going. Just want to do a brief kind of just show Kwame Brown, little information on him and who he is. Do a snippet of the discussion that we had on the show yesterday. His channel is Kwame Bus Life, and that's right here on YouTube. And as you see his stats here, not bad at all. There's been, I'm sorry. All right, I just want to make sure this mic is on here. Okay. Let me just go back just a bit. I know as far as, here you go. He got a couple faves in there. He started out with the Wizards. He was there for, 4 years? At least about 4 years. Game point average. So he's done some good things. What I want to do is get that rolling. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just trying to figure out how to work the links and stuff like that. So I'll do that in the meantime. I'm gonna let this roll, okay? And thanks for coming in, everyone.
Thanks for coming by.
Yes, sir.
Who we got right here? I can't see nobody.
Nobody.
What is this? Kaya NY07? Let me see. Hey.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Good. How are you, Brother Kwame Brown?
All right, I'm doing great.
Very nice. And I was long. I like sage. That's what I'm burning, brother, on here.
Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you so much. I don't want to repeat too much. You're making a great difference. You came in and you're coming and taking people by storm. We appreciate you so much. I'm fairly new on YouTube. I came here through education and music, but I want to get right into what's going on right now. What we need so much of is more Black empowerment specifically. And you've been such a force in that. And I honestly can't believe I'm sitting here talking right now. But
and I won't play oops. Okay, here we go. Yeah, and fair use. And I know Kwame Brown, he's given a lot of people permission to use his content, stuff like that. So that was a snippet of that from yesterday morning. And he dropped a link for the first time the night before. And Judge Derell Brown was actually going to join him that night. But I think he wasn't feeling too well that evening. And just prior to that, I was able to catch him on, and that's a channel here on YouTube as well. And that's mostly hosted by Lord Jamar. I know Rod Digger's on there, and comedian Godfrey. He's on there. He's really funny. So it's yeah, so he'll probably be on there soon too. But that was a part of that I just wanted to share. I'm having an issue kind of doing something in the chat, but I'll get it right. Okay, I'll drop that in there now. So yeah, so I just wanted to go through that, do a bit of that, do a recap, do a live today. I really appreciated the time there. I just had recorded a little snippet of that in there. And then part of the end of the show yesterday, I'm going to show that. Okay. Yeah, I'll just get to right in there.
I'm going to just go with the spirit. I was watching last night, and you're just awesome. Judge Joe Brown was on the show prior to that, and I just salute real men like you. You exist. There's so many. It's enough of the suppression, and we need more talking. And I apologize, my camera's all over. I'm trying to.
No, you good.
Okay. And you speak on coding, which is very important. Libraries do coding, but maybe that can also be a step for us to get in for the kids with the coding.
So there we got into some more connections that we can possibly make with the kids in the community with your local library. So they're already doing that, but I'm thinking taking it a step further where we can get more active in this and more families to know about it. I don't think enough know and are aware. And then it will also be finding a way to get some funding going so that we can have some more devices for the children that can't come in. They can't be in person, not just for the fact that there's so much going on with the different strains of viruses and stuff like that, which, sound like more like diseases to me. But anyway, do stuff like that so that there's almost no way that we can't reach the child. That will help eliminate other barriers that are there that may get in the way or interfere of us making the connections with the kids for coding. And we'll definitely be able to get their attention, I believe, through gaming. And we've already done that. And some of these things we've been doing since 2018. I'm not officially affiliated with a library, but I did volunteer there, things for the kids. And the stuff that youth can do too, sometimes stop by a local library. They do a lot of things for free. They have programs, things like that. And, you can give back, like stop by, drop off snacks or juices, stuff like that for the kids. I've done that. And, it's nice little environment for them. They get away for a while and they're someplace safe. Different libraries have different rules for their eating and certain restrictions, but if they can't have it right there, they can have it when they leave. So I just wanted to say that too. Hey, D. Brother D in the building. And that's D Derell Life Solutions right there. I actually have a piece in the video too that I'll get to where I have basically I'll show y'all his picture from the channel that he has. Let's have me that. Oh my gosh. You're so sweet. All right. So what I'll do now is get back into the rest of the video here. The video is really only about 15 minutes, but what I will do is just kind of show it, and then I'll just take a break in between and just speak on some things, and then we'll move forward. And the link is in the chat as well. All right, so I'll get more into that. And by the way, too, D. Derell's got something coming up in about an hour. So, yeah, you can check him out on his channel, too. I believe I'll be wrapped up, before then. And, so we'll go ahead and I'll just proceed into that. Appreciate you coming through.
Coding has to do with gaming. Kids love gaming. That's how we're getting them in with the coding in the local library.
Right. So I'm just trying not to do the whole thing in there. That's all, you guys. My bad. Okay. Oh, look at him smiling. Look at his smile. I didn't see the playback. Because I'd be so nervous. I don't. I've heard people get interviewed and say that they have a hard time watching themselves or listening. It's weird. Right here. Bear with me, y'all. I barely got sleep. I don't even know if I slept last night. Would you?
And I remember I commented right after you said that because he didn't catch it right away. And I remember I commented right after Brother Radio. And we just need people that
I don't.
well, I know you, but you got a heart.
I don't want that
responsibility. We need more people. We need more people. And it would just be great to see you again. And maybe down the line, even if we just had time or because you open up your panel, I'm just going to just wrap this up. There's a brother out here too that's been doing things for quite some time. He's a journalist as well. He's a strong, no nonsense, real brother.
You know what? Let me just take it a step back because
what we need to do, and especially as Black people.
So basically, I was just sharing with him kind of like where I am, where I stand with things here, and I think it's good to kind of put that out there too. It helps eliminate. It might, I feel like, help eliminate BS that's out here, and we call it the YouTube streets. When people know where you stand and know kind of more what you're about, it leaves less waste of time going through other nonsense and, trying to prove yourself, and things like that, which I'm no longer going to do in other ways that aren't of value to the movement that's going on, part of what I stand for. So when I see people like this that are positively including us and don't have to, he's got it going on. And I know he's got so much going on that his plate is going to be so full. I know it's probably over full now, but he's still like opening his arms to his people and all people. Okay. And he's spreading his message. And it's like, I don't know, people can make you feel like an underdog, but you're really a top dog. And it's just very relatable story that he's brought forth, and I just see how he's impacting so many people out here. And we're not looking for no perfection, but we need more direction. So yeah, that's really how I feel from that. So I just want to do just a little bit of this. I think I did under a minute. It wasn't even a minute.
Building together. We're not,
but I did want it
years ago. So we really appreciate this. And even a popular game like Minecraft. A lot of kids play Minecraft. They're mining, but they're using natural resources and learning how it works and how you build. We can never not have enough plumbers, electricians, the HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. You can never frown upon something that's always needed.
Another thing too, I noticed it's like people have tended to, I don't know, want to put down certain occupations, or they don't even really care what the occupation is. They want to just get right to how much are you making. How much you're making isn't what's just going to fulfill your life. You have to enjoy what you do, for one. And I believe when you're aligned right, regardless of the money that you have, doors will open for you, and you'll be able to do things that other people won't even understand how you were able to do it. It's like blessings come to you. You can't put that on how much somebody else is paying you. I don't feel a lot of us will ever really be paid what we're worth anyway. And when it comes to finances, it's always important too to have other investments going on, other things going on the side and things like that. I don't know of any job, other than certain celebrity statuses. Other than that, I don't know of any jobs that get you rich, like no matter what you do. And sometimes the people that be working the hardest seem like they're struggling the most, and that don't equate. Like a lot of that don't even make sense. So you got to go by what your purpose is, things like that. Kwame Brown speaks a lot on plumbing, things like that. Trade skills that were in our school systems, but they were removed. Another thing about that is that in history, here in the U.S., Black boys were deprived of equipment to use in schools for trade. For some reason, they only let the white students use it, and the black kids had the tools, but they always were worn down, already used, and some even broken. So if you're fixing stuff and creating things, how are you going to do that with broken tools? So that's in our history as well. Some of that too, I can drop I'll put a link. I mean, not a link. I usually cite my sources wherever I get information from, especially when I make a comment like that. I put it in the description box. So if anybody takes time to look in there, it could be in there too.
Building together. We're not going to always get along. Kwame Brown has brought a lot of attention to go along things and stuff like that. I'm a woman that's like that. I'm a woman that's my own island. So I'm good.
And that's a fact too. Like people out here, I feel like are really out for self anyway. So people will be painting pictures for you and things like that, telling you what they want to hear and make you feel like you're friends. It's like you can do that and waste your time and feel warm and fuzzy, but after a while, you're gonna know what's really up. And people are really out for themselves. They really are out for themselves. So I feel like, hey, if that's what it is, then I know to keep that in mind.
Here, we can get together at some point too. Like our people, we need some healing too. There's a war going. We got to fight it, but I do believe in healing. And part of what brought me closer with YouTube, and you can tell me how you feel. May I drop a name? Okay. D. Derell. He's like a brother of mine from another mother. He's a mental health therapist here on YouTube. His channel is D. Derell Life Solutions. Because I feel like mental health is so much that we need, and we kind of didn't think we needed it, but get if you need help, we have to get the help.
And what I'm going to do at this point is just remove that. I'm going to pop back on the screen for now because I want to go right to this where I have the actual photo, okay? And I'm going to pop that up in just a second. No doubt, D. Derell. This man right here is really about his people a lot too. If I refer you to someone or anything, like, well, I can't say trust and believe because you don't know me to trust me like that yet, but I value good judgment. I value good people that are out there doing the damn thing. He's been doing it for years. He's been a mental health therapist for about 20 years now. Has his own practice, couple locations, and he's taken us with him, as far as we could go, because he has confidentialities and everything, but he took us on a ride. And the changes he does in his Black business and information about Black businesses, certain obstacles that may come in your way, things like that, but showing that it can be done. And there's plenty of people out here who need to see more, I feel like, of that, and perfect, great examples like this. So, yeah, to say that. All right, so let me put them up here. Actually, let me let it flow because I have it in a sequence, but yeah, let me let it flow. Okay.
You have to be aware of it and take notice to it. So I just really appreciate everything that you've been doing. YouTube is a huge platform. There's plenty of room for all of us. Kwame Brown is a man. He can't do everything, even though I know he wants to. I know.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I know you got a heart.
I don't want that
We need more people, and it would just be great to see you again. And maybe down the line, even if we just had time, or because you open up your panel, I'm just going to just wrap this up. There's a brother out here too that's been doing things for quite some time. He's a journalist as well. He's a strong, no nonsense, real brother. His channel is RBR Network, and it's RBR a place Network. Where it stands for Real Brother Radio, and we just need people that have that passion and things to where we can try to get things done, but have an understanding of your environment and your surroundings so that you can stay alive. There are people that want to conquer and destroy.
And I mentioned, like I said, RBR. RBR Network stands for Real Brother Radio. Um, he's been around for quite some time. He's a journalist. He actually helped with filmmaking. He has books also. He's an author. So he's not just a radio host. He's a radio host with a lot of personality, humorous at times, and things like that. He's really force driven with the message. I'm referencing to, you know, at least two of my top men that are they deliver, and that's what they do. That's just what they do, and they give you some personality too. Sometimes, um, I feel like as long as you get the message could be delivered in different ways. So you have your different tastes of getting it. Me, I want it any kind of way. Give it to me raw. Give it to me with the truth. I need to know it. I want to hear it. And I'm going to live it and I'm going to pass it on. One more time. I'm going to live it and then I'm going to pass it on too. If you're getting knowledge and you're not really hearing it nowhere else too, why don't you bring more light to it? There's different ways that people bring their messages, but it's the point of getting the message also. We need to have different personalities. This huge world. Are we put here to just be a certain way? I come off docile. So some people be playing with me and stuff like that, but I'm really not the one. So at the same time, though, as I mature around immature people, I still got to know that I know I can still be a lady. I know how to talk respectfully. And if I'm disrespected, then I know that I don't need to really be bothered with that. So, like I said, the message is coming, and I just see individuals on here putting a lot of work into their YouTube content. And some of it I think gets underrated. Y'all don't really realize like the time that people put in behind the scenes sometimes, and the fact that they really put themselves out there visually, and you're not just hearing them, you're seeing them. They're right there. And they've done things publicly. They've had businesses publicly. So also RBR as well. Yeah, he had his own business too. So he ran a business in clothing. All right, so I'm just gonna continue in there now. And back in. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that need to go are going. The atmosphere has been taking care of them, whether you realize it or not. But it's up to us, I feel like, to still unite, but stay focused and know what we got to do out here. So I just thank you so much. And you shouted out people, and they appreciate you so much. You shouted out another brother, Simple to P, and and I remember I commented right after you said that because he didn't catch it right away, and I went and commented on his page, and he didn't even realize till I did that. He said, "Thank you, I didn't even realize that yet," and people were coming over like, "Kwame sent me. Kwame sent me." I said, "See, them subs gonna go up," and you're so.
That's what it's about, though. Like a lot of people seem to think that YouTube is like the streets or something. You got to hate on somebody to get on. Like, no, if you collaborate and people like your content and you piece up with another brother, that's how you do it. And sometimes I think the younger guys, even now, some of the older guys are doing it. Like, if a guy that's bigger than them don't reach out to them right away, they start, okay, well, I'll get the algorithms by hating on the guy. And that to me is corny. That just causes confusion. That ain't helping that. So I don't like that lane. I ain't gonna get in that lane.
Right, so, absolutely. You're doing so great. Thank you so much. One last thing, I had family members that actually made the news yesterday. In upstate New York, they're looking into things where coal burning has possibly been linked to cancer. So much going on, and it's a movement. join in, or you can stay by the sidelines, but you're going to join in.
Yep, they're going to be on the wrong side of history, but God bless you, my sister. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. You too.
You all right? Let's see. What we got? Tommy. You back? You get it right?
Yeah, I get it right.
Okay, he got it right this time.
Yeah, hey, what's up, bro, man? Hey,
what's going on,
I've been
brother?
checking you out for a month, man. And
yeah, it's been that long.
My mic was muted. You may notice that some of the watch count was going down, but this is actually after the show was already over. So people were actually still hanging around. It was over 1,000 people, but the show was over. So I went back in to do my recordings of certain snippets of the show. So I'm going to just jump right back in there. Got Joe Dub in here? I like when people say that to you, Joe W. How are you, Mr. Joe W? Appreciate you coming through.
for that long, stay on they head. Man, that CB studio gangster. Well, anyway,
it's a race because I'm from the hood. We got a lot of different traits that are positive, but a lot of us are on this government subsidy and all that. So we can be replaced. And I like the fact that you're giving people true skills that can build our community grassroots from the ground up. And I respect that about you. That's one thing I wanted to say today.
Brother, you were spot on. I don't even have nothing to add because I agree with everything you just said. I mean, that's the problem in our community, and that's what we need to face, because once you have people that are untrained and unskilled, and like you said, you're replacing them with skilled people, what is the use of these people over here? It's time to put them in a box so they can become slaves again and work for free. We can get free labor out of them. So we got to be careful. We got to get some skills. We got to get some coding.
I'll be forgetting to unmute. Hope everyone's doing well. Appreciate y'all joining me. So this is where I put the link in the chat too. Anyone would like to join, has anything they'd like to add or say. So other than that, this is where him and another young man here were talking about being replaced by other skilled workers. Some people are being replaced by other workers. And basically, all right, so there's other workers replacing other workers. But also, they're saying like higher skill. So you have workers come in and then you have someone else come in with higher skills. So I'm going to let it play, but then they were asking more of the question like, okay, so now what do we do with the other workers? So it's showing people pretty much sometimes being pushed out of jobs, et cetera, and things like that. And it draws back to just the importance of knowing trade and knowing trades. And it used to be taught much earlier. If you're getting some taught earlier, you can even advance that sooner if you wish to.
And not just be shouting in the street. So I'm glad you can see, my brother.
I appreciate you, man. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. God bless you, my brother.
Ooh,
man, young man knows
sure
what he's talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But who is somebody on there? Mark Law? I don't see nobody. All right, well, I think this would be about a good time for me to go get something to eat. Let me read these super chats. Stetson Jordan, Horseman Law Academy, sitting in my truck on break, working on my 3 trades, listening to Mama's cooking. Man, once you learn 3 trades, trust me, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell you a goddamn thing.
These are the last chats.
Ain't nobody gonna be able to tell you nothing. But y'all have a good day. I'll see you guys later on. I'm about to get up out of here. The sun is back out now. It's on now. See y'all in a little while.
Peace, Kwame Brown. That was an awesome show. I'm so happy that I was even a part of it. Okay, that's me right there. I didn't rewatch. I'll probably look at it another time because I'm just a weirdo like that. So, yeah, that was... I can't look at this, man. I'm done. Oh, gosh. All right. I was talking to myself a little too much. Okay. Let's get into the... So really, 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 really appreciate everyone. Really, 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 really appreciate all these new subscribers. I've gotten some comments. Really appreciate it. Got a little feedback on prior content that I did like over a year ago, which was when I did a first video, and that had to do with Dr. Umar Johnson. And it was a reaction video. I just reacted to it in real time while they were live, talked about it, and wanted to give the most unbiased opinion of it, of his interview, with Sister Vicky Dillard. Excuse me. I have a little sip here. Okay, real quick. Sorry, I'm trying to take a little breath. All right, go. So I appreciate so much. Like when I saw it, like when I think I had like I even mentioned that in my last video, I had maybe around 60 subscribers. And then when I look back, I had like 80 something. And then while I was looking, it jumped up to 90. Oh, nice. So I'm like, my eyes almost started watering. I was like, nope, just get over there and work on another video. Just keep that. Just keep at it. Like, don't stop, just do it. And it helps because it put a little battery in the back for me. And it was at a time that I really could use it. I really could use that. I was on a live recently, and I got emotional on the show because I felt like people were tugging at my genuineness, like I'm not really who I am and stuff, and they didn't really know me. So I don't know why I allowed a group of other people to make me feel some kind of way about me. The reason I cared was because I thought they were of my people. And it could be, but, I just felt like we was on the same page, But we don't have to come at each other so much as what we do and what I be seeing. It's just stuff like that it's not really necessary. But, I guess, that's how it goes in some ways, as for some people, just be like that. Yeah, so other than that, though, yeah, I'm a member on that channel, too. It's Reg the Bad Guy. And I actually think he's a good guy. But I have to realize, too, if I'm stepping into a certain sector, sometimes you got that certain type of people with those type of personalities. And I'm the type of person that always try to understand people. I don't just be like, I'm like, no, I really want to understand. So, if my feelings and stuff isn't enough, then that's on you. Sometimes people got stuff going on in their own life and they bring that with them. It's not you. What did you do? You don't like what I said, but I can back up everything I say. But I just, I don't got time for the clowning or getting clowned or, we should be able to just conversate. So that's why I say, like, at a time that I was able to have the opportunity to come on his show like that, it meant a lot to me. So I really appreciate that. And y'all have no idea. And, I didn't mind that because I'm like, these is my true feelings, but emotional stability is important. And I'm going to work on that too. I shed some tears. I got teased for crying. I got teased about it. I was told I was faking. There's nothing fake about me. So I don't need to be compared to people you've already turned off or been turned off to. I'm not that person. And if you're not willing to give me a chance, then you're not the person that I need to be worried about anyway. There's too many more people that are on board. The fewer y'all over there are not going to matter unless you're on board too. And that's how I'm going to move from here. So I just want to get to another comments too. Appreciate y'all coming in, like I said. I'm going to move this actually. Hang on a second, because when I have this in here, I can't see. All right, I'll read it. So you on Bus Life, great conversation. I'm from Albany, New York. Where I'm saying you from? Really? Wow, okay, that's the capital. Hey, I see you, Chaos Rain. Hang on a second. So again, I just had this still sitting up because I was very thankful, and I got the new subs, and it happened so fast, and I was just like, wow, okay. So I'm gonna continue here. This right here is an old video, like I just mentioned. So I did put in a video. Okay, so this is from a while back. And even then, like when you put certain people's names in your titles, it'll get traction too. Dr. Umar Johnson is a very popular man. And Sister Vicky Dillard was fairly new. She was not like really new, but newer. She's on through Fly Nubian Queen. And she's an awesome sister, very powerful speaker as well, if you don't already know about her. She had an interview with Dr. Umar Johnson, and it was explosive. It was really good. And this is where I just gave my commentary on it. But I took a little snippet here. As you can see, and I'm going to let it play. Just yesterday, someone knew Queen F had left a message on there, and I appreciated that. As you see right below her, and I'm going to play that, is a comment that Vicky Dillard left me, and that was back in 2019. And what I don't do is drag people's names for views and stuff like that. I really want to have some basis on it if I'm going to talk about the person. So I never put their names in the title since then. And you see other people do it, but they don't. It's like, can you talk more highly of people sometime? Have something good to say about somebody sometime. You is going to do it. But I notice it gains popularity. There's different ways you gain popularity here on YouTube, but it's up to you how you get your numbers. I have to do things that are true to me. So after that, I really didn't have any numbers. I didn't even do another video for a while. I didn't really know how to go about it. So I kind of started finding my way and saying, well, what are you into? You do this and you do that. Oh, I'm all over the place. It's like, okay, well, just bring some information of that and bring some information of that too. And as I'm going along, sometimes I feel like we'll start making those type of necessary connections by, I think you got to mute, Chaos.
Right, what's up?
So what was I saying? All right, so basically that was what I was saying. And when she left that comment on my video shortly after I did it, I was just in shock. I'm like, Vicky Dillard came under my video and left a comment. So that just meant the world to me. And it was the message that she left, you know. So I was like, wow, you know, people are inspiring to us. It just really is. And I just say that because sometimes it may be hard to find a support system, like people that really want to build something. And us, I'm not saying you have to be up there on a pedestal to make a difference to somebody, because I just say that because some people down here or where we at, they don't want to come together like that. So yes, when it's somebody that's so far, seems so far out of reach, reaches back to you and says, hey, how you doing? Hey, that means the world to us, to people like me. All right, so this is coming up where Kwame Brown is with Tasha K. Just before we get into that, we've been joined by Chaos Rain. You can unmute you.
What's good? What's good?
Hey,
I'm just scanning my little book so I could get here and go through some of my daily readings, because I found a new app to cut some of the time. Cause you know I have so much books, and I never go through all these books. Now I don't make time, so I found some new ways to, if I can list them and maybe note them, it might help me to start maybe go for it a little faster and maybe retain. Because you know, like how we have much free time, and I always emphasize people should be reading, but I know most people not got time. So I came across some new promotions and stuff, and let me try the app. See if this helps cut the time on the reading. But anyway, enough of me. I saw some of your studio. Is that a claim that was posted a few days ago? That copyright?
Yes.
On your studio? Which video?
They actually put it back up since Chaos. Right after I dropped that video showing me disputing it, I didn't even know they put the video back up until I saw it had like 88 views.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
I was like, wow. Like the views tripled within a few days. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was the Sweet Dreams, where I was talking about, well, yeah, sweet dreams, wet dreams. And what else? What did I do with that? Yeah, so that was basically the basis of the topic. So it was, they were disputing. What was interesting is that I had the song playing in the beginning and the end of the video. But when I went into the editor part, they said, yeah, remove the end. And I'm like, but the song is on both. But in the beginning, all right, there's pictures, but in the end is video. But why are you taking down my videos? And it happened before, and then I showed some of that and how I had to fight that, and I won. And it was with a Brandy song.
Okay, excellent. Is there penalty when we dispute any copyright claim? If we lost, will they give us strike
Yes.
for that?
Yeah. If you lose, they possibly have a right to take down your whole channel. But see, when it comes to that too, right. So when it comes to that as well, that is so harsh of a punishment that it doesn't seem like to fit. But I still feel like it probably depends on the level as well. And there's somebody that I was sub to, and that sub to me as well. And something's going on with his channel. Actually, I was hoping. Well, hopefully, I'll bump into him at some point. Tampa Supreme. Yeah, there's something going on with YouTube in some of those instances.
What do you mean, Red Supreme?
No, I meant Tampa Supreme.
Okay. Well, I would say with the other brother, he did a live stream, and one person, I guess, reported as privacy issues. But when I'm looking at, he was actually documenting another YouTuber that was combating various YouTubers about, skin tone coloring. And I guess somebody must have told them, and they just said it was like some privacy thing. So for the safety of him, he decided to take the video down, which he shouldn't, because privacy goes many ways. You get me? And if you're playing audio where it's not really showing some visuals, that's not considered privacy. But like I said, a lot of people are afraid instead of disputing it, because like I said, they're going to get their channel taken, which really should not be taking people's channel because you fought it. If you fought it, said it's not, we can't grant it, sorry, the video got to stay down. Okay, why are you taking people's channels? If I fought, said, am I right? Said I have the right to play this. That's backwards.
Right, and it's like that in the criminal court system too. And there we learned too, well, it was years ago, laws change as we go, and they vary state by state from what I learned in school too. But they take a look from the law college. But what they do is too, like just like that, they give you an opportunity, like say you got a case going on, they'll offer the defendant like a sentence and say, you don't got to take it to court. I know we said we told you was gonna have 20 years, but we're gonna give you like 16, 7, we'll give you less. If you want to just go ahead and take it and cop out, we call it. They have to say they plead guilty just to get it over with, get less sentence. But go ahead and fight it and take it to a higher court or however you need to do it. Then they give you a harsher punishment if you lose. So even that, if you really think about that, it's like, okay, you're trying us, so we're going to make you pay even more. When there's plenty of people that have been incarcerated, not even supposed to be in there, or whatever their reason is that they want to fight for their freedom. You're telling them that if they lose a case because they want to appeal it, they lose. Now you get to keep them in the cage longer. So it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of, now that we're talking about it, makes me think about that too in that aspect. And it keeps people from,
that's a fear tactic to get people said, if you go through this 9/10 at a time. If I can edit. Hold on a second. I just add the files to editing. Shit. 1 second.
All right. While you're doing that, then we're gonna move on forward. Okay, you're already muted. let me get back to the screen here that I was doing. And thank you again to everyone that's coming in. Appreciate that you made it over here. I'm Kai NY007 here on YouTube. And I'm just going to play some more of a video that I have. It's probably maybe less than 5 minutes or so. And then we'll do possibly a little more commentary too. And the stream yard link is there. I believe it should be visible in the chat too if anyone would like to join in. Be more of a first time type of open panel where we can have a bit of an open chat. If you have something you'd like to add or question or comment or something, you know, you can click on that. So this was big. This was when Kwame Brown, back with him and Tasha K did an interview. I believe it was a few weeks ago, but it took her a while to upload it. Like she held on to it tight, and then she released it on Sunday, 4th of July, which was strategic too. I see how she did that because she know everybody like was really waiting for this interview. I've been following Tasha K for a couple years, and when I knew that she like hit it to me, like she hit it to where people knew her name, was when she was mentioned on a Breakfast Club on there, and that was interesting. Yeah, so she was actually mentioned by Charlemagne the God on there, and she's a YouTuber that's been around for a while. She does like a lot of like gossip news type of stuff, but I've seen her to take it a step further to where if there was news breaking and it had to do with like a kid or some type of seriousness of assault in certain ways on like a female or a child, I've seen her take it steps further and encourage more investigation with things, stuff like that. And she's come on live and talked about that. So I definitely commend her for that. And that's Tasha K. She's right here on YouTube. She's also been through some things too herself, and she speaks on that. She has she's a survivor of some childhood trauma herself, and yeah, she's forced with that. She's advocated about that. Here, I didn't realize how tall Kwame Brown was until they did this together. I was really surprised. Like I don't even know because people say how tall they are, and he's 6 something. I don't know, but and seeing him standing next to her was like when it really hit me. I'm looking at these two beautiful Black people standing here. Like she's got this gold on, and Tasha K looks like a little princess. You know, like you grown, so you're a queen, but she looks like a baby doll. And Kwame Brown over there. Yeah, a great interview, and that's on her channel as well, right here on YouTube. It's a full interview too. It's about an hour or just a little over an hour. Here's more footage of Derell Life Solutions channel, and he is here on YouTube. And I showed earlier in the stream that I had to shout my bro out right here, and known him for quite some time. Professional here on YouTube. He is a Black YouTube mental health therapist. This is a channel here, Derell Life Solutions, and he's told me too personally that he's gotten more subscribers too, and that he really appreciates it too. Since I'm mentioning him on on Kwame's show there. Here we have RBR Network, which I mentioned earlier too, and that stands for Real Brother Radio. Now here is a no nonsense channel here on YouTube, where he brings a lot of the truths and he invites yours. Very no nonsense. And he's been around a long time. And I gave a preview of his bio earlier, journalism, and into filmmaking early on. So anyone that's just joining in, I was on a stream with Kwame Brown yesterday for a while, showed little snippets of that, and just did a little commentary on that as well. So appreciate you all coming in. I appreciate everyone that's come my way. Again, this is RBR Network, and It gives it to you raw, gives it to you strong. You come in, the chat room gets a little crazy sometimes too. You see the same people come in here with the same type of comments, but I guess this is just what some people do daily. I would say I like the truth, but that's putting it short. I need the truth. I only accept truth. And I hope y'all find a way to do it too, because you got to live in truth. I don't care how you getting it, get it. And it's up to me too to be like, okay, what about so-and-so? So-and-so doing the damn thing over here too. So you know what I mean? So we do that. We each one teach one. If somebody's too much for you to handle or something like that, and you go to somewhere else, but as long as you're getting fed the right food. It's time to cut back on, some of the playing and fooling around. It really is. Like Brother Chaos said too. I apologize, I'm going back in here in a second. He reads a lot. I could tell, like when I met him, you can just tell. I was like, he must read his ass off. Like he probably reads his ass off. He be reading. So it's like, just get that knowledge. And some of us have more time now. And if you don't, you can make time. So this is just more of his page. So you can see that he does a variety of things, politics, and a lot of information about your rights as a creator in YouTube. And if you think about it, not just YouTube and all that you do, read the fine print. Just like me and Brother Chaos Rain right here is talking about reading the print. So we're talking about things I can answer from because I read it. I read and I'll go back and reread it so that you can't play around with me in the court system, anything like that with my rights. Because they do have some type of like online system where you are disputing and claims and stuff like that, and everything's in writing and documents. So that's why I say like court. But yeah, so I just wanted to elaborate on that. There's something else I'm gonna get into in a minute. Chaos, you all set?
Yes, I'm all set now. Look, I'm all set. Yes, the funny thing is you had to take pictures of this synthesize it so it's able to convert it.
What are you talking about?
Usually the camera is very detailed. A lot of these cameras that's either newer models or old models, they got very good visuals. You know what I mean? Yeah, so they're very detailed when you take a picture. So you had to be precise. There we go.
All right.
I'm just doing some last minute shifting so I get the words. Damn, this is very small read. There we go. Yeah, that look good.
Okay, so we're gonna move forward. So what else I mentioned on the show yesterday was just in recent on the news, which was on, I'm gonna have to mute you, on News 13, and that's a part of New York. So what I want to get into towards the end of this video, as we're just approaching an hour, there was things that were going on and still do, and you'll notice in some areas where it's an inner city, and sometimes it could be more impoverished, it could be lower income particularly. There's things that are going on in the environment that affect their health. And that's when civil action suits, etc., that comes into play. Because that's when it takes an individual to take basically the city or town to court, and then it goes to state level and further. So you have a civil action suit where you can show that there's been health problems that you've been affected by because of the environment you were in. So just recently, there is a group of women that are speaking out about it because they were born and raised, a part of their life anyway, around these, coal burning mines and things like that. They were put there to heat up places of, state buildings, something like that. But there was certain stuff that they could visibly see. So I'm going to get into that. And this is an article here that was from 2005 I pulled up. So it's saying about how include environment. So this is when they were looking into basically the pollution and things like that. And this is back when Governor George Pataki was in office, and but Eliot Spitzer was in office too. So they know that it affected their respiratory system and things like that, and especially in children. So this is very serious. Now, states keep this quiet when they know what they've done, regardless of whether they stopped it. They know what they've done. That already was in place and in the air. So you got toxins out there that already affected the people that live there. So basically, I want to show this to bring some light to that. Like I said, I'm closely connected with the people here. So I'm just getting into that now. And again, I appreciate everyone that's come through. Really appreciate it.
Cancer. And it was my mother who had it. She had cervical cancer. My brother, he had cancer. He had prostate and bone cancer.
Because my mom had cancer. Initially, she had breast cancer. She was a breast cancer survivor for like 15 years. And then she ended up passing away with a brain tumor.
And the women say the only thing that connects their families to these cancers is where they grew up, right here on Sheridan Place during the late 50s and early 60s. They lived in apartment 6, 8, 10, you can see it's missing, 12 and 14. And the others lived around the corner on Orange Street in these homes. And embedded among their houses was this. It was called the State Powerhouse, and it burned coal. And when it burned coal, no one could escape it.
But they had no reason to escape it. They had no fear of danger.
There's an entrance there where the trucks used to come in, and so it was wide open to anyone. But there were the gates that came down. We played dodgeball, kickball, handball, you name it.
We used to roll around in the grass and play in the grass and everything, you know. So, like she said, this was a playground.
The coal burning plant was built in the early 1900s to provide heat for the Capitol and the State Education Building. News Channel 13 obtained insurance maps from 1934 of that Albany plant. You can see the proximity of the plant to the women's homes.
You could see maybe little particles in the air, but as a child, you don't really pay attention to the particles because no one told you that it was harmful.
Dr. David Carpenter heads the Institute for Health and the Environment at UAlbany. His research focuses on diseases caused by environmental exposures. He says air pollution from coal produces carcinogens that can be linked to cancer.
Coal contains metals, and some of those metals cause cancer. The ones that are best documented are arsenic, cadmium.
Is if that power plant wasn't there, stationed in a residential community, would any of them still be here today?
We first contacted OGS about a month ago for a response to our story. They got back to us last night, and here's part of that response. To be clear, the state stopped burning coal at this plant in the mid-1960s. That said, the current administration has worked to improve and expand clean energy at the site to reduce its carbon footprint and create a cleaner, greener New York. You can read that full response on our website. Tonight at 6, I asked the question why no one thought it was a bad idea to have a coal plant in a residential area. Jerry?
Oh,
so there's that footage right there. I'm muting myself too. Yeah. So you have any comments on that? Did you see and hear that?
Is this the one with the when the lady with her kids died? Oh, this is the one. I heard some people were talking about this YouTube. That she was in a shelter and I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's in New York. Is this the one?
No, I'm not sure of the one you're speaking of.
Okay. Yeah, you see, you gotta understand, a lot of these residential areas Black people reside from are very much not healthy environments because most of them have a lot of waste, some hazards that could cause cancer, other forms of disease. If you're living in low economic housing, if you could afford or not, that, because it's low economic and they're paying some of it, or, you get some subsidies, it's not always good in the long run. But can we look at, and mind you, I heard stories, a lot of women that do get qualified for subsidies like that, they do get good housing. So if you do qualify and you live in certain states, you try to get the one with the best housing possible. You should not settle because say we're only gonna give you this, because if they give you something and said this is the only place we're gonna put you in, you always gotta do the background check because those environments that they place in very hazardous, and no one should not even live there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and they tend to offer you certain ones first. And then it's
Yes.
up to you to say, no, I don't want that, or I'd rather live over here. Or do you have other properties, or or housing developments? So yeah, that was a good point. Good point you made. Yeah, so definitely you see where it happens at. And I noticed too, after certain disastrous natural disasters that had occurred, like not just with Katrina, it was another one. Man, I wish I just had that in front of me, because you got me thinking about that now. They started putting the waste in the areas where the Black people live. And they took it away and said, oh, we had to put it somewhere, so we just were putting it over there. And they were like, why are you dumping the waste over here? So that made some news lines, and that took them to speak up. Excuse me, my chest. So, it seemed like it's about speaking up, speaking out. And like I had showed in the video, they didn't know about this before. So they didn't know to have a fear or concern while they were living under this all this time. And the woman in there was saying, she could see the blackness in the smoke. She could see the pieces of whatever, the toxinous into the atmosphere. And then as you see how tall the go right back. The chimneys were so tall, and it's like they knew that it shouldn't even been there still though. But see how tall, why I keep doing that? How tall they had them. I guess that made them feel like, oh, well, we're shooting it way up here to the sky somewhere. It's like, no, that wasn't even high enough, because it really was just too close to residents, period. And with the increase of cancer and all these diseases and stuff, and then you look at where it's really could be coming from. We know it's in certain foods, not saying it's cancerous, but if it's not beneficial to you, you don't want to eat that much of it. Everything in moderation. But yes, that's true. Where am I at here? Okay. So yeah, so there that is there. I will have so the end of that is just how I'm going to close out the video with my little closing statement, and at the end of the video there.
Oh, Kai, one thing, because I'm not sure you closed the stream. You still have my number to text me? To text.
You can email it to me.
Well, no, it's in the back. Let me leave it in the back.
Have it, but...
Yeah, not for the email now, because
okay, you can do the back. Oh, never mind. Yeah, just in case.
No. Is anybody in the back right now?
No, it's just us.
All right. Well, let me.
But just to be safe, don't send it. Yeah.
All right, I'll email it right now.
I have an open
text me, because I've noticed that you try some different. And I would say, okay, we're gonna do our porn thing Tuesday, and that's gave you the timetable. I don't think I did. If this reminds me, I need to tell you the time. But the way how the look, beside you were on Kwame Brown, I was thinking, you know what you did, that might work. That possibly might work. You get me? I'm just giving code, kind of want people to know.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't, but you know how I already am with that.
No. Hear me out. And the reason why I say
I already
this
know.
Only for certain streams. You get me? All the other political stuff, where how you do it, this is fine. But for certain streams, that'd be perfect. That's perfect. You get me?
Yeah.
You get me?
So.
This is the best I could go code. I don't want people to give it away.
No, I think I know. That's okay.
All right, I'm gonna give I'll leave my number in the back chat. Just text me. All right. But tune out for the Porn Talk people on Chaos Rain channel this week. All right.
Yes. All right. That's Chaos Rain. And he's been on here too before. He's got a own YouTube channel, and it's exactly how you see it here. It's spelled Chaos space Rain. He's been on here too a couple years. Gives good information on the channel too over there, and good knowledge. With him and I was talking on RBR Network yesterday, just for a little while in between. Before people got to come over and get all the attention and everything, which I have no problem with that. I like to get fed other ways, so I could spew out more. Feel me? But anyway, not going to give that too much more attention. But anyway, while I was on his channel, well, anyway, name was mentioned, and I mentioned about what we do. And I was saying about how with Chaos Reign, it's like when we get together and talk about what we do, is we talk, I'm stuttering. What he's referring to, what we're going to do again is this coming Tuesday, and that's a series called Porn Talk. So that's something we do over there. And it's funny because we tend to analyze even that. Like, I feel like sometimes it's like almost no topic that we can't really touch and elaborate on and like really have like not only kind of a fun, entertaining convo on it, like it really be, some of it be informational, you know, and we share each other's, you should be able to share each other's, you know, desires a bit, you know, and with information. And we know we all have them, but people don't really speak up about it, you know. And then sometimes when you do, it's taken different ways, you know, it's just all that going on, you know. So I don't know. So, you know, we want to kick back a bit, let your hair down, and have a little adult conversation and stuff. So that's what we do. So we're going to be working on that one. That'll be the next one coming up, which will be this Tuesday. Okay. And just as a quick preview too, I'm gonna go in on actually something recent video that I watched, and I liked certain things about it. And it had a couple sisters in there, and they were acting out a role to where they were they had to get their grades fixed, so they had to go through what they had to do to get there. And the man in charge was a brother, and it was just different. It was unique to me, and I'm not like into skits when I'm just trying to get to the, you know, adult entertainment. You know, I don't care about a skit, but I happened to see it, and it was pretty cool to me, and I have my reasons for it. So I'm going to elaborate on that more over there on Tuesday. So when he's ready, he'll have a time put up, and then we'll know about that, and you know, y'all can shoot on over there and check us out. All right. Again, I appreciate everyone for coming through that did. Many thanks to Kwame Brown. It's funny because like a week ago, I watched someone have his name in their title, and they were like, "Thank you," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Kwame Brown must have came through and blessed them. You know, did something. You know, and you know, they know that person's name now, whatever. And then like to know like right after that, like within I seen one a few days ago. Then I was next, and I was on the show, and I was just like, wow, like you know, so it was just up to me to seize the moment. I may have been talking fast. I was trying to just get information out that I could while I had the chance. You don't always get a chance or opportunity, so it's like it's about how you do it. I had to, you know, name, you know, drop as I could, but not, you know, make a whole commercial out of everything, you know, but to the topic, you know, as to why and what's going on. And, you know, just got to let people know. And those two brothers, like I mentioned, RBR Network, and you got Derell at Derell Life Solutions here on YouTube. I've known them for a long time. And there's some people too that are fairly newer that I've come across on YouTube as well. And they've been inspiring too. So they're definitely out here. You know, it's definitely good things going on. Not going to dwell on the people that kind of like to kill time by basically getting at each other, killing each other's pride, esteem, egos, and all that stuff going on. Like, if you want to break from that, hopefully sometime you'll think to come here, because I'm gonna have some other stuff going on, and just, you know, more inviting atmosphere here. You want to feel welcome. You want to feel like, okay, I'm a part of sometimes, you know. So that's what I want to have here. I may cover topics that you're not comfortable with discussing, but you would maybe like to hear me talk about it. You know, like I said, I do have some streams too, and they seem to get people's interest too, and that's usually with the sex talk. And I call my series Sex Talk About It, and that's more so once a month. I may do it a little more often. I seem to be gaining some interest in that too, which is good. So I've been into stuff like that from when I was young. some after just curiosity and just wanting to know more about sex and sexuality and stuff like that. I think that has to do with my zodiac very much, my zodiac sign. And what I do is I kind of just get information on it too, and just want to, have some fun with it, but be able to talk about stuff too and just have a little fun. So I feel like I know how it feels sometimes being on other people's channels, and you feel, I don't know, it's just like a different type of feel. Just like anywhere you go, anywhere else, there's a whole different type of vibe. And the vibe in there is what you go off of. Everybody has their own aura. I say go off of that. I don't pride in being tricked, or anything like that, even just for entertainment. Be around somebody, you tapped in, you're going to know what that person's about, and you got to go off of that. I can tell you anything, go off of the aura. The aura should give you the feel that you need, and then you go from there. All right. And hopefully I see y'all back here. And thank y'all for coming through too. And I had just a little remainder to close out the show. So we're just in on 1 hour, 17 minutes. And I'm thankful for everyone that came through, my new subscribers. Barely could sleep. Would you sleep after you talked to Kwame Brown? Good. Yeah, so I just definitely wanted to touch on that, and I'm gonna get back into the video. I had a little further to go with this. So I think I got Michi X and some on Vicky Dillard. All right, just a second here. It's taking me forever to figure out something that I know how to do, and right now I'm feeling stuck. Full screen.
A cleaner, greener New York. You can read that full response on our website. Tonight at 6, I asked the question why no one thought it was a bad idea to have a coal plant in a residential area. Jerry?
All right, thank you, Elaine. Still ahead.
That's where we're just finishing up the coal versus cancer. Where we're talking about the pollution in the air and how it is affecting people, and particularly people of color and people that live in more impoverished areas tend to historically have had these same type of issues and have them currently. Look it up.
Haiti declares a nation.
Kwame Brown. Now at the end right here, they just briefly, I had caught just a snippet of the assassination of the Haitian president. There's been a lot going on in Haiti too. I was looking into that a while back, but recently it's like there's certain people too that are starting to govern areas of land. They're not authorized to do it either. It seems to be controlled by fear. And the reason that we have certain individuals controlling lands, areas of Haiti, is because there's no law enforcement really coming into play. There hasn't been any law enforcement stepping up in these communities. And yes, they're Black communities, starting to be overrun by what's allegedly drug lords, people like that. There's an interview right here through a channel called Vice. They always have raw uncut information. It's right here on YouTube, and he does an interview with a couple of them, and they blame each other for more deaths that are occurring right now in Haiti, saying one is doing it to the other, and no, the other one is the one really doing it to conquer more land and the people and have control over the people somewhat, which makes me think back into very some of the more uncivilized times where we just took over lands and stuff like that. And we really could compare it to now, because the wars that we have between this country, US, and other countries that we don't have no business minding their business, we're really at war too over land and power. So actually, since the beginning of time, man has been doing this. But it's the uncivility of it all and the people that live there impoverished and don't have a say in anything that should get you the most. Haiti has been a third world country and has been not included in things they should have, like trade. They have been kept a third world country by lack of assistance of other countries like our own, which is the US. The US is supposed to be the wealthiest country in the world. Why won't we trade with Haiti? I studied Haiti in college too. When I went on, I had a whole course just on Haiti. There's so much information in there, and like saddening sorrow behind what's going on. and it was after they had the big disaster and stuff, so that just made it worse. But they have some of the best bananas over there. It's stuff like that there's absolutely no reason we shouldn't be trading with Haiti more. And Obama, when he was in office, I had questioned that because we still weren't doing efficient trading with Haiti, and I was wishing that was one thing he would have moved forward, you know. And we all have our opinions on politics and stuff like that, or who did more, who did less, you know. So in some ways, I know Obama did do the best he could. You know, in some areas, people, you know, may disagree with some things that how that went. But either way of your political view and such, when you come here, you know, we should all be able to have a conversation. We should all be able to have a discussion. You know, it doesn't matter your political party. I really be wanting to know what are your values and things, and how do you know, are you putting them into play? Kwame Brown, I'm going to close out with him. You see him right here with that look. Now, he's Republican, and I know he supports Trump. You know, he has his views, and he has every right to have his views. And, you know, it's just about, I don't allow our opinions or what we believe in to divide us more. Because if that's the case, none of us will be able to sit down at no table. Every table would have like one person at it. Stop playing. Unless you're going to get somebody to sit with you and pretend that everything you say is right. We're not looking for the echo chamber with that. Looking for conversation, but less division. But you got to come together and have the conversation. So I'm going to close out on that note, and I'm just going to finish this out. Let me put a message in the chat. And appreciate everyone that came through. Really, really, really appreciate it. And anyone that, you know, wants to come back over to the channel, I do uploads. I mostly had a history of doing uploads. I started doing a little more streams, but I will have some uploads coming up too for the channel. Not on often. I do put things out, you know, like here and there, things like that. And, you know, as we go along, you know, your input is important too. If you see a video, you leave a comment. My email is always in my description on my channel in the about section. So there's that way too. On certain shows I do where I talk about, like I said, I do my sex talk about it. For those shows, those are call-in onlys. I usually have a number for people to call in if they like to call in and join in on a discussion. Other than that, sometimes I may drop down the link to join in a chat for other things that we could speak on publicly, and where I will, you know, be more relaxed to inviting people on. They may have something to say, you know, and of course not, you know, be too inappropriate at times coming on here. And that's why I do that different for the sex talks too, because it just kind of adds a little more privacy. People might be more likely to reach out. And also I want to just take more responsibility for my channel, where you want to be careful with who pops up on the screen and what they could be doing or displaying on your channel, you know, so gotta be careful of that too. But I'm gonna just play this one out here and roll out. All right, so we're gonna be closing out now. If anyone has anything to add the last minute, you can feel free to do so. Otherwise, this is Kai and Y 007 on YouTube, and hope to see you back. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Many, many thanks to Kwame Brown. I don't know if I can thank you enough. This will definitely not be the last video. So this was more so to talk about him a bit. Me being on the show yesterday, on his live panel, I was able to join. Very thankful of that. Because the night before was his first time. He dropped the link and I just stared at it. And I was like, And I was like, what's going on? I said, it's about to get crazy up in here. These people, I said, you don't know what he just did. These people might be. So, you know, it was a bunch of promos and just a lot of stuff. I was so tired. And I thought about it overnight and I was like, well, it felt kind of different. I just kind of had an idea of how the night was going to go with random people. But I looked at it too as, you seize an opportunity, if you can, and don't feel underprepared if you already are mentally prepared for certain things, or at least to get a certain message out. That might be the time to do it. So I was granted the opportunity again yesterday morning. As soon as he dropped the link, I clicked it so fast. And I thought I was in the studio, but I wasn't, because I didn't click enter for my display name. I just had, where am I? I ain't even on here. I had just, I was just sitting, and I was supposed to, when you go in backstage, you got to click whatever. You got to click yes when you put your display name in or whatever it say. So I thought I was waiting. I wasn't even in line like that, but they kept me in the queue. So I'm glad I didn't just drop out of it. So I was in there for a while. Excuse me. And when I finally got through, I was like, okay. So that was cool. So yes, thanks again for everyone that came through. Like I said, I think Derell should be starting his live too, huh? Yeah. So thanks to everyone. As I mentioned, I thought that footage was in here too, but somehow they must have got dropped out. But I know I mentioned two brothers on his stream, but I had to mention the two powerful sisters. I mentioned them in the beginning. I'll mention them again. Michi X, Vicky Dillard. Michi X has her own channel on here. And it's as Michi X, MECHEE, and there's a space and a letter X. Now she has her own channel, and she's been around for quite a while too, just like Sister Vicky Dillard. They both started out through Fly Nubian Queen, which was mostly orchestrated through Dr. Boyce Watkins. Now those two women have extremely great points of views through experience and research. They've got a lot of knowledge on them. They're awesome to check out if you haven't already. And I just had to touch on that. And I thought I had the photos in here, but I'll just mention them. And if I don't have the photos, then I'm just going to have to mention them again in another video then too. And I'll have my footage. So yeah, those two women there, great voices. And as I tried to mention earlier too, when we're not going to always agree on everything. We have different personalities. We have different points of view. That doesn't mean we have to not deal with someone at all if they're giving you good food. A lot of times when you're upset with someone, you'd rather people kind of just be with you and not be over there. I be thinking like that. But I know that this is bigger than that too. These platforms and stuff are bigger than that. You people are bigger than that. With the ability to reach the masses, it's up to y'all to choose where you eat. If you want to go to both women or someone over here and someone over here, they may see a difference between each other, whatever it is. I ain't picking it. I want both. Call me greedy. I want both. I'm not picking a sister. When I know I got two queens speaking on them things, I want them all. I'm not going to dare let situations that are going on or occurring between other people stop me from eating some food from there when I know that food for thought is in such a dire need that it's just not even funny. These women speak about the issues of Black people, society, and all that stuff. Everything down from being peaceful and being spiritual and tapping in to going over there and grabbing your guns because that's what you had to do. Like I said, you get your food from different places, different fields. It may taste this way, taste that way over there, but just get the good food and get it from the right righteous people. You got time to have some fun, so of course you got your time. But please tap in and get these messages. But I thank y'all so much for being here and in attendance with me. And I'm going to wrap it up now. And again, I don't think I can thank y'all enough. I'm just going to go and enjoy your Friday. Have a great day. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace, as always, peace and blessings. This is Kai and Y 007 on YouTube.